I'm drinking in one of the most special cups. I have a lot of special cups, so you might hear me say that a lot. And it is this from Le Petit Atelier. This is a French artist who I got to see in Paris like 20 years ago. And I carry this back in my backpack. And I love it. I still drink out of it all the time. You can see there. The tea I'm drinking is chai, T2 chai. And I drink it, and one of the ways I love to drink it is black with no milk, no sugar. It is so good. I'm just checking that's recording. Okie dokie. So this is a regular podcast, and I do love them. I'm going to put on a hat, actually. This is a hat that I just finished. So now I'm wearing a few things. Should I tell you about them? Probably. I am wearing this high-low knit, and excuse my size. There's just reminding myself to feel tired. If I ignore it, it definitely gets worse because my nervous system is like, hey, I'm tired. Didn't you hear? This is a high-low top that I'm designing. So high at the front, low at the back. And I finished it off with because I kind of love this, a rolled neckline. So I didn't need to do any ribbing at the end. Wearing the Drip round neck scarf, the loop scarf. This one's out, this one's not out. And this is by another designer. It's called The Easy Beanie, and it is by Le Pool. Fantastic design. They've inspired me to make a drip beanie with a different stitch count and I'll have to swatch it a bit, but so beautiful. There's so much place to get creative with these simple designs. So that's what I'm wearing. This is my finished knit, and it's knit with Bendigo yarns. And what I mean by that is yarns I brought at the Bendigo sheep and wool. I have the most random collection of project bags. This is from a library, Dimmicks in Melbourne. And it's actually underneath where I launched my first pattern in Melbourne City. So the yarn that is the whole way through this one is this beautiful yarn. It is by the Fibre Arts Shed in New South Wales, and they have a mini mill. So this has got strips of recycled sari silk, not suri sari like an Indian sari, and wool. Pretty sure it's merino wool, and this was from their orphan skeins at Bendigo. Absolutely obsessed. As I was knitting this up, I was like getting sad that I was using the yarn. So that's hilarious. Another one that I feel the same way about is this Ecto Cooler. I say this name wrong 50% of the time, so I actually don't know if I'm saying it right now. This is the softest thing in the world. This is a DK alpaca from Woolen Works, and that is up the top here. And then, because I finally took out the sleeves to my Look at My Holes sweater, which I had knit a James and Watts pattern with this stunning yarn. This is Lava Lamp by Lava Glow. Lava Glow by Super Glow Fibre. One of my most beloved colours. I have a lot. That is one of them. And then you can see there's more rainbow up the top here. That's because I mixed in with this a hodgepodge yarn, a sock yarn called Carnival. and they have it on their website. It is good in everything. This goes with everything. So that was my finished knit, and I had it all in here and knit it from here, which is really fun. And now I'm going to maybe knit the beret that I was talking about in my last week's video from La Poule in these two colors. I'm definitely going to knit that. I'll keep that here. Oh no, maybe I should take these out. The other thing that I'm knitting, because I'm in the testing phase of my next pattern, which is the drip sock. So I designed them to have a couple of fun elements. And they were so fun that I cast on my third pair of drip socks in a lime color, and then same as this leftover yarn. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. So this is the drip sock. It's got a you probably can see it a little bit. It's definitely easier to see here. The heel construction is a strong heel. Really fun. If you have not knit one, get a pattern with a strong heel in it, or I've even converted patterns that had other heels to a strong heel. It is the most comfortable fit. If you've got a high arch or socks don't fit you, I actually could not say enough good things about this. So that's why I wanted to design in this. It is a top down. So sorry if you like toe up, but it is worth it because you start with a 4x1 rib. So 4 knits, 1 purl. I don't know if you can see it more here. 4 knits, 1 purl. And it means the drip looks a lot more cohesive because you're getting that, not just a straight rib. And it's also more fun. So I cast on this, I knitted up in a day, and now I'm going to make the second sock, and I'm so excited. That pattern's coming out like in a week. I haven't decided on the date, but I love this pattern so much. So this is the drip sock, and I finished it because it was so fun. Am I talking really slow? I just feel a little bit tired, so you will hear me maybe checking if I'm talking slow, whether I am or not. I don't know. Let me know. I feel slower. I think that means have tea. I like to do these videos mindfully. Number one, to pace and to take it slow. And the other thing is to be real with what's happening right now, because I certainly like watching it, but that does mean saying when I'm tired on screen as I'm recording. And that is the opposite to the enjoyment I'm also having at the same time. I think that's the hard thing. Just real quick side note of having a chronic condition is explaining to people I can be having a hard time. I can be exhausted like I am now. Definitely not going to leave home today, but I can also bring a little bit of fun back into it. Now, if I'm in a flare or whatever, that all those rules go out of the window, but it's a complex thing to describe. But as I'm saying that makes it even more important to talk about, doesn't it? So I'm tired. I'm really tired. It's just part of having chronic fatigue. My nervous system is like out of whack and doesn't trust me when I'm tired, so it makes me really tired because it thinks that I'm not going to stop. So pacing and slowing down are really important parts to that. So let's have some tea. I'll fast forward this bit, but I love it. Unless it doesn't look that long when I'm doing the editing, then we'll just be chatting. So there's finished knits. This one I showed last week, but it's in here. Such a fun knit. This is an Australian designer, Sana & Co. And it's from their Tasmania collection. So that was really fun. Now, let's talk about things that I'm still working on. Things that I cast on but are not finished. So that's my finished. I definitely have knit on this. I was thinking about this morning. I love this top. I want to wear it. And the reason I've stopped knitting on it is I think I was trying to finish it in a way that everyone would like. And I forgot that as a designer, what I really need to go back to is how would I like to finish it? So I'm trying to decide that. If I want a tight rib that then is a split rib at the bottom, or if I just want a folded hem that I can put a cord through so that I can tie it. It's that. Oh my gosh, you helped me so much but me recording this video and getting to talk about that. Oh, I love that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a rolled edge at the bottom and put a cord through it. Beautiful. This is a design I'm calling Hot Silk for my hot yoga classes, and it'll be a workout top, and it's called Tusha Silk and Tusha Tweed by BC Garns. They have the most random colors. This is called color 10, and it's 50 grams to 250 meters. It doesn't have yards. So that color has been beautiful to knit. And I'm knitting it on 4mm needles. So that one's ticking along. Not in a rush. I just pick it up whenever I want to have a bit of fun. I've got my yarns to finish that sock. So this was a green yarn from, I can't remember. It'll be in the notes. And the black yarn is from Obsession Yarns. It's a brushed merino. But the real thing I wanted to show you and talk about is this bad boy. Oh yes, she is coming along. After recording my last podcast, I finished the sleeve. I just need to do the double knitting, same as the bottom band. And I've started the second sleeve. This is going to be finished in the next couple of weeks. I cannot believe it. Do you know what I better not cover my mind. Do you know what I'm really excited about? I cannot wait to see how this blocks. I don't know if this is superwash because there's no labels. This is Woolen Works yarn, and this was a cast on that she cast on and never finished. And she put it on her Instagram stories, and I was like, I want that. I want that. And I got to use these cube needles from Chiago Knits. Let me tell you what I think about them. They are fantastic. I don't know why they help. I thought I would get little indents more on my fingers. No. Can someone explain to me why these are so ergonomic? They're a square shape, number one. So my mind kind of bends on how you get gauge, but they've worked it out. They know what they're doing. That I completely trust. But what I don't understand is why are they more comfortable than a round needle when my hands are round shape? Does anyone know? I would be really interested in that. This is in Fisherman's Rib, and once I get going on it, I absolutely love knitting this. By my next podcast, the Fisherman's Rib part will be finished. Oh my God, imagine. And I will just be doing the double knitting. Friday knits pattern called bomber.com. I had posted a photo and Friday knits commented. I was like, I'm loving it. She's like, yeah, but it's slow. And I was like, is it? fisherman's rib is slow. It grows really slow. This was 3 hours of knitting. I don't know why I started with that. I love knitting it, but it is slower than I would like. So that's been really cool. I've been keeping it in one of my favorite bags. This is from my twin brother. He gave this to me. It's a Frida Kahlo bag. Just a shopper bag, but such a stunning art piece that they picked for it. So that is what I'm working on. Now, let's move that aside. So this is a bit better. Sorry about that for the beginning of the video. The reason I wanted to readjust is we're going to talk about this. This bag is not the topic of discussion, but what's inside it. Although this bag I'm obsessed with. Redesign. I resisted for so long because I kind of love a random bag. And I am also a sucker for Patel Knits bags. She's a Melbourne maker. But it is fabulous. In here, I'm going to show you the secret knit. This is a yarn I was showing that I'm going to knit a jumper in, but this is a round circular shawl. Oh my gosh, this yarn is stunning. This is the first time I am pulling it out of here to show you online, and I could not be happier. I am doing the pie method, and I did bobbles that you knit from the front. Now this is about this big, and it's going to get a lot bigger because this knit has a really special feature to it. Because this was part of a submission, and I only would have done the submission. I wouldn't have done the submission, sorry, if my beautiful tech editor, Gayan, hadn't recommended it to me. I'm so grateful. It got rejected from Lane. Now they're doing a 52 weeks of textured knits. They had it all over their Instagram. So they can only accept 52, and I can't imagine how many knits they got. So I completely get it. Even good designs, they have to leave. This one is really good. This is a circle shawl, so it's going to be completely circle. It's knit up on 5mm needles. Another first of needle type, but they're still Chiagus. So the brand is the same, but this is their wooden tip. Very, very, very delicious to knit. The yarn I'm knitting in is olive, silk merino from Louise and Lola. So merino, silk and yak. 60% superwash merino, 20% silk and 20% yak. So gorgeous to work with. All right. This is what almost did my head in. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I designed a cable. This is a completely new cable that I have never seen anywhere else. Doesn't mean that 300 years ago it hasn't been knit before. Knitting is very old, so you almost can never say that you're the first one to do things. But it certainly is inventive now and not anywhere that I've seen now. So I invented a cable, I think we can safely say, in 2026. This cable is a number of cables together, and I call it the people cable because it is a little person. Oh, I had this idea as soon as I started drawing up this. I knew I wanted a cable in it because it's going to be a textured knit. It was a submission for Lane, but in my heart, it was a design to make me proud. Like, I wanted to make it hard. I wanted to make it complicated. I did end up making it straightforward because once I understood it, I took out the stuff that we didn't need in it so that it's still a fun knit. So it is no longer complicated to knit, but to design, my head almost exploded. So it's a little person and it's so cute. I had to figure out how to do a circle cable. I looked at 3 different knit designers that had done circle cables. I adopted 3 different methods, and oh gosh, there's some really smart people out there doing circle cables. I will link them all below. There's a circle cable, this beautiful design that uses a twin increase. I didn't do a twin increase, but I did learn how to do from this designer, casting on here and doing a circle like that. Stunning. So this is going to be, why do I show you this beautiful invention? Yes, it is fun, just the little swatch, which is such a testament of a beautiful design. But, and of course I'm going to love it, I designed it. But that's the whole point. I'm supposed to make things that I like, right? So this is going to go, this is the next part of this. So there's going to be people cables around here, and there'll be one like this and one upside down. So no matter which way you have your shawl, it is going to be there like that. Now, I have plenty of yarn. I was testing it on other yarns. It works really beautiful in a wool decay. But if you're in Australia and you are going to knit this at some stage, I'm still designing it, so not anytime too. But Louise and Lola, this silk merino yak is stunning. It will be like a hug. It's on 5mm as a DK yarn. So you'll still be able to fold it over, and it's not going to be like a big chunk of wool. It's going to go on your shoulders and keep you warm. And I have thought of so many cool ways to style a circular shawl. So imagine this circle with these around the edge, and then there's another wiggle cable like this. Let me see if I can grab it. Yes. This was my first iteration. When I was designing this, I wanted to knit a little circle shawl to see what it would feel like to knit. It is so fun. It's in the round. And so you're knitting, when it's stockinette, it's all knit stitches. Yes, you heard me right. A shawl where you can do lots of knitting in the round. And it still lays flat. Myself, I'm really enjoying it. So then after these people, we're in the circle at the moment, and I'll bring the drawing, but we're going to have people cables around the edge. And then after the people cables in the round, we'll have a wiggle cable with seed stitch after that, like this. And then no eyelets, I don't think. I really like them. Do you think we should have eyelets? Anyway, and then casting off in I-cord. This is going to be such a joy to design. I will then design a jumper because I invented this cable. I love it so much to have a little person cable. And the beautiful thing about it is, like, you know, I didn't invent cable stitches, like these legs I didn't invent. These arms that are kind of subtle and receded back, they have a purpose. They're not even a cable. And this circle cable, well, like, I think it's called a closed cable. They have been writing these and reiterating these because they're so stunning and they pop out. All different designers, but putting it together is one of the joys of modern knitwear design, I think. And it could not be cuter to me. And I'm really proud of it. And it's a nice thing sometimes when, this is going to sound funny, but come with me on this story. When you get rejected, like this design got rejected, or I should say not used, whatever, rejected, no one cares, is I knew I really loved it, and it would have been a real feather in my cap, and to design for Lane is like one of those really special things. However, this now is under Mollie and the Knits, and it's a cable that I invented. And if you are an adventurous knitter, beginner or otherwise, you have to sign up to my mailing list, because when I do test knit this, I don't know when, depends on what you think really, I will need 4 or 5 test knitters for this, and I will help you knit up this special Mollie and the Knits people cable. I'm calling it the people cable for obvious reasons. Now, I was saying these arms are receded for, I could have done them the same as the legs. I love the feel of knitting it like this, like that you get to do a little bit of stockinette within your purl area. And I feel like we need places that knitting can adapt for differently abled. I'm not talking about process here, I'm talking about imagery. So if you have, this is an open invitation. The reason these are receded arms is you could change this cable pattern to have one leg or one arm depending on your different abilities. And I really love that. So watch this space. That is the secret knit. Oh, thank goodness I can talk to you about it. I've knit one circle shawl. Second one is about to get the special Mollie people cable. And the Mollie people cable is just something I am so happy about. Maybe because it hurt my brain so much inventing it, but also because, yeah, I can see other shapes that I want to do it in already, and that is such a fun thing. The secret is out. I really wanted to share this here on YouTube in full. I'm just going to talk about it all the time now. It is such a special thing to me to have this as something that I've made, because just before I started knitting these, I would have told you I'm never going to design something in cables. It's too hard. And we see it again. I've just put a little caveat in there so that my brain didn't have to work so hard, which is fine. That's just very human. But I enjoyed this so much. And knitting this circle cable, this closed circle, is so fun. These ones are really straightforward. Even if you've never knit cables, you will love it. This is just a knit column. This is again a knit column on the arms, and then just there's a little circle. There's only a few rows. Stunning size and shape. I tested out so many sizes and shapes of this circle cable. And thank God I can now share it, because I was busting too, I tell you. Love, 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 love. I keep shaking it around, and I got to remember that you are only seeing here. You're not seeing in my head. So beautiful. Olive color yarn, so gorgeous. So now you know my secret, and I could not be happier about it. More tea, more pacing, more chill. What are you knitting at the moment? I really want to know what you're knitting, because I say this a lot, but I get to read all of the comments, and it's my favorite thing. I had someone from Scotland in the comments saying that they were from Scotland, because I was asking on another episode. I do episodes, so I can say that. It still feels really fun and new, and I just love knowing. So what are you knitting? And if you don't knit, what would be the first thing that you do knit? Tell me. it is Tuesday. On Saturday, just gone, I went and got this book signed at Morrison and Son. Morrison and Son is a yarn store in the city, and I had seen that Jake was doing a signing. So I picked up my book and I went there, and oh my God, I have footage, I will put it in. It was so wholesome. I love that particular. I haven't been to the Sydney Morrison and Son, but that Melbourne one is so the way I feel about Melbourne. It's in a Collins Street, which is like the main street of the city, one of, in the grid that is Melbourne. It's up an escalators in an old shopping centre, but the city ones are really small shopping centres. So it's cute, it's vintage, it's like, yeah, it's just so special the way that it feels intimate. So you got this really small escalator, you go into the shop, and then Jake was on a table, just it was a small time-wise book signing, and at the time I got there was no one there, and I was so chuffed. I beelined there. I had all of these hot knits on, so I was like taking off knits. I had brought a sticker for him, had forgotten it at home. I was giggling about that with him. And then I just got to ask him questions about his book. This is the book. I highly rate it, and I will tell you 2 reasons why. Knit the City, Building Blocks, Jake. So my 2 reasons why I rate this book is that he gives you everything you need in terms of skills in the back and the pattern in the front to knit these easily. So you get everything within this book. You can just go and knit with this book. The second reason is, this is not any of the patterns yet. These are blocks. So you can knit one at a time, which I haven't done yet, but I freaking love it. It's such a fun way to knit. In this book, Jake shows you, okay, so if you want to knit a cushion, you'll knit this many squares. If you want to knit a baby blanket, you'll knit this many squares. If you want a big ass blanket, you will knit this many squares. And that is so beautiful for me. All the blocks are different sizes depending on what city it is. I'm just showing you one of the cities here, and it is Prague, and it's the one I really want to knit. So those are the 2 reasons. You have everything in here to knit a block straight away. You just get the yarn recommended and the needles. And he's really cleverly thought about the way you're going to use these blocks and tells you. That is my 2 reasons. So I got it, and I'm definitely going to be knitting from it. Let me tell you what I asked him. I went into the city, and it was a slow morning, which I really needed, so I had time to think of questions. But the big one on my mind was, in this book, he uses cotton yarn, and he's a Sydney lad. He's definitely in Sydney now, but he was in Copenhagen, which is where he started knitting, I think, in 2018. And both of those are pretty wool heavy areas. Definitely Australia. We love a merino. So I said to Jake, hey, Jake, can I ask you a question? Why cotton? Because I just had not seen it. It was such a cool, unique design choice. And what he said to me is that he loves the way that cotton looks when you're knitting it. It doesn't have any halo that a wool will have, because, you know, wool has fluff bits, and you see them on these sharp, tight, contrasting windows. So I thought that was really beautiful and such a thoughtful way to think about your own designs. Like, you're looking at it all the time, and making these really intentional choices that then a knitter can just go and knit and get this result. I love that. And the other reason was, and this was definitely cuter and I really aligned with it, Jake said he also loves the way it feels as a full blanket because of the weight of cotton. It is like a hug, and his exact words is it feels like a weighted blanket, very comfortable. And I thought that was really gorgeous as well. So he almost convinced me to knit in cotton. I've got nothing against cotton. I just am so in love with alpaca and wool. So I might swatch up this in cotton and yarn when I do it. I have a few other things I'm going to knit first, which is such a joy to have this big, long ideas list in my head. I really love that feeling. The thing I will knit when I don't have something on my mind will be one of these. That was really fun. Let me show you the little note because that was really cute too. So got it signed while I was asking him all these questions, and it says, "For Mollie, happy building." It's just he must sign like quite a few books because he's gone around Australia at the moment. But I liked how cute the happy building was. So that was a really fun experience. Jake was chill. He was still talking to me even though he had to start the class that he ran. And then I saw on his Instagram, he finished that class and someone, it's like a 3-hour class, so not that long for knitting, had already completed an entire block, like an entire house block in one class. So it sounded like they had a lot of fun. And the table looked so beautiful with all of the yarns out. So love it. You definitely should get this. This has got no patterns in it, so I'll show you this. Like, these are so beautiful. There's New York, there's Prague, there's Sydney, and really beautiful. I wanted to get this from Morris and Son. They were sold out on the day that I went to go buy this. So I actually got it from a local yarn store to me called Miss Harry's. So she does yarn and fabric. So beautiful. Oh my God. There's something, I always think about the shapes of books. I think this will be really nice to knit from because it'll stay open. So that was my weekend of that. Where will I put you? I'll put you on my non-secret project. Now I get to show you where I actually got that book. This is where the book signing was. So Collins 234 in Melbourne City. My God, I love this location. It's where there's a big bookstore called Dimmicks. And you go up here and it's Morris and Son. And I love how tiny this escalator is. You can see my little book and my brand new basket from Bendigo Sheep and Wool. I came up here and then inside you can see that table at the back that had the book signing on it. It was so bloody cute. I've got some more footage of Morris and Son as well. That's the signed book that you just heard me talking about. But the shop was beautiful. Just like so cute above everything. Then, because I was in the city, that's the book signing, I had to go to T2. Oh my God. This is the Melbourne Central T2. And wow, they really changed it. I used to manage the T2. Look at that, so beautiful. It's got a mirrored roof and that's all the boxes of tea. I used to work at T2 and it had stayed the same, the Melbourne Central T2. Those tins are so cute. That's me. I'm Mollie in the Knits. I really like doing these videos. Thank you for being with me. I was definitely tired today, and slowing down with you and getting to record still, that feels much more grateful, much more full, getting to be whatever my health is right now, not trying to force it to be something different. So thanks for being here. I'm a brand new knitwear designer. I knit in Melbourne, and I'm Mollie in the Knits. I will see you next week. One more thing to show you just before you leave. Look at this. That had tea in the bottom at Melbourne Central Tea too, and that's how you smell it. Okay, bye.